On this week's GTD Weekly, it's all about E3 2012. Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony reveal what's in store for the next year. The big publishers show their upcoming games. Epic showcases Unreal Engine 4, and much, much more.
Hi and welcome back to Nintendo All Access at E3 2012.
Nintendo had the most to show during this year's E3, and they made sure to have enough time to hit all the big talking points with 3 different presentations, a press conference, and 2 online briefings. The first Nintendo Direct briefing hit on Sunday, and it was all about the Wii U hardware. The biggest reveal came with the newly redesigned and renamed Gamepad. It now features true analog sticks, a rearranged button layout, and NFC support. Nintendo also revealed an all-new Xbox 360 style Pro controller for more traditional titles, and it provided a glimpse at Miiverse, a forthcoming system-level online service offering. Nintendo took its time on the big stage to talk about a number of titles on the way, both previously announced and new. Announcements included New Super Mario Bros. U, Pikmin 3, Wii Fit U, Nintendo Land, Zombie U, and others. Previously announced titles such as Batman Arkham City Armored Edition, Lego City Undercover, and others were also showcased. Mass Effect 3 was also announced as a launch title. Ultimately, Nintendo didn't have much to instill a ton of confidence about the quickly approaching launch of the Wii U. Nintendo's final conference centered on the 3DS, with some notable titles such as New Super Mario Bros. 2, Paper Mario Sticker Star, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and more. Pricing and release information regarding the Wii U is still yet to be revealed.
New Nintendo 3DS games online live.
Good morning. Here at Xbox, we love entertainment.
Microsoft was up next, and as expected, a large part of its press conference was focused on the Xbox 360 as a living room media box. In addition to announcing a few new video partners and a music service called Xbox Music, Microsoft also revealed an AirPlay-like service called Smart Glass. The new functionality will allow players to interact with games and media applications using a second screen, whether it's a tablet or smartphone running Android, iOS, or Windows. The conference did bear some game announcements and reveals. Halo 4 was the big game of the briefing, with 343 Industries demoing a lengthy piece of gameplay showing off new Forerunner enemies and weaponry. Gears of War Judgment was also officially revealed, but little else that hasn't been seen before was on display.
Here's your sneak peek of Xbox Music, your way.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jack Tretton.
Sony was the last of the big 3 to take center stage, and more than a few new games were on display. The conference started big, with a new game featuring a performance-captured character by Ellen Page called Beyond: Two Souls from Quantic Dream. Naughty Dog's The Last of Us was also on display, and looking as beautiful as ever. Sony also announced that PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale will see a release on Vita. Unfortunately, that's about all that was said about the new handheld. A new augmented reality book program that utilizes PlayStation Move also got a disproportionately large amount of stage time. The tech is interesting and backed by a huge release in a new Harry Potter related spell book straight from J.K. Rowling, but it didn't quite strike the right chord with the core E3 audience.
And everything that is said at the press conference will be graded and judged. People will talk about who won E3, who lost E3.
EA and Ubisoft held their own press conferences at E3. EA shared information on Medal of Honor Warfighter, Crysis 3, and SimCity, and gave Dead Space 3 and Need for Speed Most Wanted their first public unveilings. Ubisoft showcased Assassin's Creed 3, which received a warm reception, and had what turned out to be one of the biggest reveals of the show, a new open-world game called Watch Dogs. The game looks to offer some unique hacking abilities that should add an interesting twist to the traditional third-person, open-world action genre. Much of the buzz around the game has led to speculation that Watch Dogs will likely hit next-gen systems in addition to the Xbox 360 and PS3. With so many big announcements dominating the news at a show like E3, it's easy for small games and bits of news to fall between the cracks. So be sure to check out the full list of other notable showings from Thursday, including John Carmack's head-mounted display, a narrative-driven multiplayer portion of Halo 4 called Spartan Ops, a new next-gen real-time Final Fantasy demo, and more.
Rage forth and rain down destruction! Now it is!
Epic Games was also at E3 showing off the future of the Unreal Engine behind closed doors, and on Friday, they finally decided to show their latest and greatest to the public. Unreal Engine 4 aims to make games prettier and easier to develop. The engine overview video highlights many of the new features that will start hitting PC and next-gen systems no earlier than 2013. And that's the news for the week. See the description area for links to the week's full stories and our partners. If you like the show, please subscribe, like the episode, and spread the word. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back again next Saturday.